welcome back to another episode of the Student to Life podcast. I want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2026 to everybody out there listening to us right now. This is our first episode. This is our first episode of 2026. And I'm going to start it off very special today with two very special guests. I got my day one and my ace in the building. Shan is back today.
Hi, Student to Lifers. So excited. I'm so excited.
Welcome back, man.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And I got Melinda is here with us. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time because from the first day we met, you were like, oh, you should do my podcast. And normally I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm like, normally, no. Because the question and answer thing kind of gets me. But, because I'm like, but I was like, yeah, let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
That was like over a year ago.
No, about a year ago. Yeah.
Nothing before it's time, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, nothing before it's time.
So we know what Shan does. She does the dopest hairs and South Florida style.
Yeah.
Even though she ain't got none right now, but she,
I have hair on my head. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
How's business been going, man?
This has been great. I've just been making some transitions and, thinking about the future and what's coming for me with the beauty industry. So something's coming, guys. Just
All right.
yeah.
Hi, Melinda, tell us a little bit about your businesses and what you got going on before we get into it.
You see, I always said businesses. I'm so
Yes.
Jamaican. I have like 6 jobs. I have like 6 jobs. So I have my beauty and wellness center, Epidermasters. That's my baby. That's my baby. So we do like facial treatments, body treatments, IVs, injections, all kind of stuff. I'm there most days. What run down the list? I'm bringing back my first business baby. Well, it's pretty much back. So I have my 414 store. I used to make carnival costumes and stuff like that. So I did so I used to make costumes for like Shanzi and like all kind of I did a bunch of custom work back in the day and then I just stopped. But it's back now. What I'm wearing, we retail now and we do custom stuff. So you can't get girl.
This is one of your pieces.
Girl, yes, I forgot. You have to come in and shop. Yeah, come to and shop. I'm a realtor. South Florida, come. Let me sell your house. You want to rent something, buy, invest, whatever. Find me.
Mm-hmm.
And I work. Is that it? And I work in security too. So I manage a security company called Superior Protection Security and Services. So I've been in security for a long time though. Like no one knows that, and they're looking like you work in security. But
Like actually dress up and...
I've done that, as far as doing like uniform stuff, I started that during COVID because I was doing production and logistics. That's how I started in security from when I was 19. So like my first job, I was an intern for Tyrese. So we did his Black Rose double album, and from there I just always worked in like entertainment production and obviously logistics. There's a security aspect. And then it grew and grew and grew. But as far as it being uniform now, COVID came and everything was just like show postponed. And then canceled. And then there was no more emails because we just all knew the world stood still.
Right.
And then at that point, I was like, okay, I'm here. What do I do? Like, work is not beneath me. Work is not beneath me. I'm going to work. I'm going to go get it. So there was like, I didn't know what to do. So I went and got my security license and I was working at the airport. I was security at the airport.
All right, big hustler.
Listen, a job is not beneath me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us about the book. That's my video actually.
Yes,
That's the first thing we talked about.
That is, yes. So I make children's books. They're like activity workbooks and stuff like that. I actually have finished drafts that I haven't put out yet, but the one that is out is I'm a Jamaican children's math and activity book. So it's not like it's for Jamaican children, but not necessarily children in Jamaica in a sense. It's more so for the diaspora. So it's like there is a gap between children who are abroad and from Jamaica and brought up in Jamaica, and it's you're not really Jamaican or whatever. So it bridges a gap where it has the educational aspect just as far as like numbers, colors, that sort of thing. But then there's also it integrates you into Jamaica, like teaches you things that you wouldn't learn here.
You have kids?
No, girl.
You know saying?
You know what's so crazy? I always find that a lot of women that make children books don't have kids.
Really?
And they make the greatest books. Like I had a neighbor, she made a children book for my daughter, and my daughter kind of grew up with her for the time that she was living next door to me.
Yeah.
And she made an amazing children's book about seeing like with glasses.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, she doesn't even have children. She did this so perfectly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love children. Like a lot of people don't, but I absolutely love them. I was a nanny for years. So like I raised other people's, like not a babysitter. I was a proper, like, these are my children that I'm raising, like fresh out the womb. Their parents are out New Year's and I'm home with my kids.
So question, right?
Yeah.
So question. I read somewhere that you were in some kind of modeling or something
We're
of the
taking it
sort.
back.
I'm
We're
just trying to
taking it
find out
back.
because I
Yeah.
already know you're a celebrity.
I'm such a calm girl. But yeah, no, so like I've done as a teenager I did like modeling for Nike and stuff like that for like their live shows. Went to, you know what, I grew up in the era where it's like you were watching the video girls in Miami and stuff like that. So I was like, it's like 2000. I'm in the Bronx because I grew up in New York. So I'm like, I'm there and I'm watching videos and I'm like, dang, I want to be a video girl in Miami. Fast forward, I'm a video girl in Miami. So yeah, so I did that and then I went on, and it's so funny that it's 2026 now and everybody's like obsessed with this 2016 challenge. 2016 was like a pretty big year for me in that sense. So like I said, I always wanted to be a video girl, but when I was younger, I was one of those people where I was very shy and I didn't know how to like ask for things that I wanted, right? So I was beginning to like cultivate relationships with like artists and just like different friends and stuff like that. And I wanted to be a video girl and I'm like, I'm pretty and I know I can do this, but no, I was like, I'm pretty and I know I can do this, right? But I didn't know how to ask. So at the time, 2016, no, see the challenge. So the 2016, no, Christopher Martin and I were like really close and whatever, right? And obviously I'm in a great position to say, hey, can I do a video for you? Didn't ask anything, but one day he called me up and he's like, hey, that Dear Now, like Under the Influence was like the song. And he's like, hey, I want you to come to Under the Influence. I want to bring you to Jamaica, come to the video. I was like, oh shit, this is my moment. I was like, this is my moment. So went, did Under the Influence or whatever, and that was the first music video I ever did. So like as it gets a little closer to like when it released, I'm gonna do a little think piece about that on social media.
You did multiple videos?
Yeah.
I take my hat off to you.
Why?
Because I went to Bronx. I went to New York in October for the first time. A friend of mine, the girl that did his video, she didn't show up for the second half. So guess who had
So you had to do that. You had to do that.
And I was just so like, I just don't like this. This is too much.
Because everybody's watching you, right?
Yes.
Like,
I gotta be sensual
act it out.
and acting.
And like, this is real life right now.
I'm a hairstylist and a podcaster. I don't touch on people. Like,
girl, you don't touch. You have to watch that video because if you ever see me kiss, we're busting that video.
Wait, hold on.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, man,
We're going to get some of that too. Let's get into it then. Since we're there, let's get into it. So we are in 2026 and we've seen the transformation when it comes to dating and relationships, because that's what we're going to talk much about today.
Yeah.
Where the gender wars have become so prominent in our culture. I've seen our culture do it because I don't watch anybody else's culture.
Right.
It's our culture that I watch. The gender wars have taken over. And it's going to be some of that today too, because we're going to have differences in opinion. Because I never had a female panel before.
We've had a few.
Well, it was back in the day. Yeah. I'm talking about since recently when
I just want to say I'm not who I was in 2016. I couldn't ask for things and I couldn't say things.
Right.
I got at the things. Let me see if your back goes up against the wall.
So I had Brad and Gallus on and we talked about some of that, where some of these things are manufactured. But what do you think the difference, like you talked about 2016, with the 2016 time of dating compared to we're in 2026 now, what is that contrast you think, the difference? What are those differences you think? Go ahead, Shan.
Well, I was pregnant. I was pregnant 9 months out of 2016, so my memory is a little blurred.
I will say
I was in a relationship. So I don't really know the dating scene during that time.
You were locked down.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah. But 2018, I was back on the streets.
Girl.
It was before pandemic. Before pandemic is like a whole...
I guess before pandemic, I would say, for me, I mean,
How old
guess I
were
was
you at
younger.
that time?
I was 25.
Okay.
24, 25, 26. I don't know. So, I mean, I was in a space of my life where, because my baby was so young, I just wasn't looking for anything serious. So I was just having fun. You know, I wanted to be with the people that wanted to be with me, and I just enjoyed it. I'm like, I have a young baby. I don't really have time for that. You know, I don't want to lock down.
Just live life.
Just live life.
Was there, well, obviously, like, probably, but your relationship, like, ended badly?
During that time, it was a little traumatizing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so you were outside.
That's,
Like,
yeah,
you
so
had
I
to
was outside. Yeah, I
get
was
it back.
outside for sure.
Okay.
On the sidewalk. I wasn't really
I'm not
in the
mad
streets.
at
In the
it.
streets.
I'm not mad at it. Close
You know,
enough. Go
yeah.
there.
Mhm. So,
I love that fade.
and I didn't have no bitterness, you know. I just was like, you know, this is life. I have to raise a child, and I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, I had a lingerie party 2018. Like, I was just
So
doing.
what do you think, Melinda? Where are we at now compared to back then?
Well, 2016, I was doing Miss Jamaica, and legally I couldn't date anyway. Like contractually, I couldn't date. It's a part of it. So yeah,
is that a thing?
contractually, yeah, you can't because the rules have switched a little bit now. I want to say more so with Miss Universe, because now they're letting like older women, pregnant women, then whatever. Back then the rules were very tight, very strict. There was an age limit. You cannot date, can't get pregnant, can't anything. Like if you do any of that, you lose your crown. And I had a crown.
That's
So 2016 and dating didn't exist for me really. I wasn't allowed to.
I mean,
I wasn't allowed to publicly or whatever, but you know, I would chit chat here and there.
You know what I would say? And they was talking about it this morning on a show. I'm not gonna put their name out. They were saying like that was when social media really started to like settle in during those times, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as far as your question, Stretch,
Mhm.
I believe that relationships are now being tarnished a little bit because of social media now more than back then.
yeah, it wasn't highlighted back then.
Yeah, so I would say that there was probably a little bit more privacy, and people's business wasn't out there as much, and they wasn't shooting straight to social media for stuff.
I think back then, like you said, the technology was a little bit different. In my opinion, from dating from back then, like you said, there's things that we didn't care to share.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who overshare still. But now when you have them 10-minute videos that you could post and go on a rant on live, and then you have the plans where people...
Because we didn't even have 30-second videos back then, huh?
I don't think Instagram
Did we even have videos?
I don't know if Instagram had videos.
Right.
Yeah, they had videos back 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a minute videos.
Yeah.
You
It was more so people going to YouTube and they
right,
wanted to rant.
and then Snapchat was that era of Snapchat was coming out and stuff.
Yeah.
So back then, like bots, we didn't have much bots out there that was gonna just generate to create a comment or whatever the case may be. Like Twitter was fun, Instagram was fun, Facebook was just fun. Then it became commercial and things just changed. And speaking of which, this pop the balloon thing, right? I'm watching it, and I'm like, this cannot be realistic. In my view, it seems performative.
I think in the beginning it was real. In the beginning, I think it was real,
That's
but
what I was
now
gonna say,
everybody
yeah.
goes on it. For
I
their
think
moments.
realizing now that a lot of people really think like that is very troubling, because it's like people really, you look at a person because they had on the wrong shoes that day, and you just you don't like the person because of that, or you're talking down to a man because he's not 6 feet or whatever the case. You're not wearing a designer, or you just don't like something that he can actually
But
change.
people really are that shallow, and they always have been. It's just now they have a platform to show who they really are.
And that is what I realized. So what do you guys think about? Because my opinion is, I just think that's stupid to me.
What do we think about what?
Like the whole pop the balloon thing, and that era where women, like not only women but people, have unrealistic expectations.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, just a tidbit. I don't think no one's expectations are necessarily unrealistic. There are definitely some women and men who are a bit delusional, but I think just like how there's someone for everyone, somebody's gonna do it. Like somebody's gonna do that wild thing that you are, because there's just sexually. There's a lot of things where it's a hard hell no, and some people are like, I do that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a level.
Yeah. I think that with the show itself, like, because I interviewed one of the girls on there, and the one that took her wig off, and and she she got on it probably 2 years now, So yes, in the beginning, I think it was more authentic, and I think that now people have found that it's a platform to go and like promote your business. Like people just go on there for they're not really
And
going on there for
disrespect sells.
Yeah, and so I had a friend as well that he knew someone that was on there, and that particular guy had just gotten into a relationship, but he had already signed up for the show, and he was on the same show as the girl that took her wig off. And he told the girl, like, hey, I really still want to go on the show. I'm not sure if if he had a business or not, but he just went on there just because he already signed up, but he wasn't really trying to find love. So if him as one person went on it for no reason, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people that's not taking it as serious.
I think the basis of the question I'm really asking is like, sometimes you have a list, right? You have a list of things that you expect and a list of things that you want from a man, and then you meet a man and it's like, that list is just not, realistic. I will use that word again. You meet a person, then a lot of times you meet someone, they have nothing on your list, but you still like that person. You didn't even know that you like that person. Because I used to have a list too, and then I met someone who crossed off 90% of that list, and I didn't like the person.
Here goes the thing, I was going to say the same thing. So, like, the list definitely changes, but the list is there. But, like, when I was growing up, I had an idea of, the perfect life, the husband, the life, blah, 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 or whatever. My very first adult relationship gave me exactly what I wanted. And I was like, good God, this is not what
That's my point.
I want, mind you, there are aspects of it that I definitely still want as far as like being loved on a certain way and that sort of thing or whatever. But my initial thing, I thought I wanted to be like just a trophy wife and I'm home and da-da-da-da-da. And mind you, I can still get a trophy if you're there with me because I can look good, girl good. But as far as like, I don't do anything and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just petted. Like the man literally told me, like, you wake up, look good, have sex in a nice way, have sex, have children, that's it. Like, even when I went out, like, I would go visit my own family. Yeah, but that was, I think there's levels to it. That was not, that was like figurine.
Because there's no sense of independence.
Oh, absolutely not. I would go visit my family, and someone from his family or security would go with me, and he would literally call while I'm visiting with my like my blood, like my blood. It's time for her to bring her back.
Wow.
And they packed me up. They packed me up, and I was just like, okay, so I got it, and I quickly learned that was not it, and I'm like, I'm grateful. At this point, people are like, oh my God, you're not married, you don't have children. I don't have children because I'm not married, girl. I'm not do it. I'm trying my best not to do it.
That's all we want.
But the thing is, I'm not mad at it.
So, but then that's where
the list is changing, yeah.
That's where this conversation happens where you sort of just say a while ago, she found this man who's financially doing things for her, but she's not happy.
Yeah.
In the relationship, right?
I think
but it was more than that.
Hold on. It goes back to the argument.
Well, it's alright, come.
It goes back to the argument where women use money as precursor. Hold on, because we know women do it. We know women do it. You might not do it.
Yeah, you're right.
But women do it, use money as a precursor to say if the man qualifies or not.
Right.
Right or wrong.
That is true. Yeah. But what I will say though, what I've learned, because granted, like I said, it was my very first adult relationship. He was very well off. And I'm not going to lie, every man I've dated has been well off. I've never dated a man that was not well off. But I might felt to them like me. Right. And me like them. But I will say that, like, as I've moved along and I've seen how women, because the transition from 16 till now is probably people are a bit more transactional. And that I will say, they are transactional women. They're hunting money, this and that. But I feel like the women who go... Like, some women come from money and they're just taught to do that. But again, it's not even like they're searching for it. That's their circle. That's the only thing they know. They would have to, like, go somewhere far left to find somebody outside of that. So I don't think those people, it applies to them. But what I will say, there's a lot of women where they do say, all right, boom, money is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. But those women generally don't come from money. They don't come. They come from a place of suffering or this and that. So them hunt the money. Because granted, you should hunt stability. But I don't think the other things matter as much. But that is why. I will say that's probably why, because them don't have it. And them never have it. They're not used to it. I don't hunt man with money because I'm used to it.
Yeah, and they will, most women like that compromise. They'll be...
You don't know what they're doing for it.
And you don't know what they're doing for it. And they'll take the disrespect. They'll take the curfew and you know,
And the cussing
the
and
puppet,
the threesome and
like,
the this and the that
they'll take
because
it
you have
for the money.
Yeah. You don't know what they're doing for it.
That, but again, we're really talking about the dolly them now, basically.
I can give you nothing.
Young girls don't live them life. The young girl them live them life.
When you're young, you
Have fun.
have fun,
Why?
date,
Why not?
Is that realistic again?
Here goes the thing though. As a big man, you look at Dolly. How you so you have problem with Dolly because
I don't have a problem with anybody living their life. We're talking about societal things right now.
Yeah, but as a young girl, if you go out there and whatever, you're not breed or whatever, all if you breed, right? You're a young girl, you're out there, live your life. I prefer say a 25-year-old you made than like a 45, 50-year-old you made. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You never live no life, you never learn nothing. So at the same time, like you have to go out. I believe you should date. I've never been the girl where it's like I'm dating 2 or 3 men at a time. I've always been like I'm dating this one, dating that one, dating this one, like after the other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't know if I necessarily did the right thing with that because I put all my eggs in a basket and I should have kind of let it explore a little bit and learn a little bit. Granted, throughout the relationships, I learned different things from what I take away from each man and whatever and what I do need in that guy. But if you're a young girl or whatever, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Go out there, learn, have fun, do this, do that, whatever.
See the problem is with that though.
Why?
A lot of them go have fun and they did some things they can't come back from.
That's
You know
true,
what I
but
mean?
they
Like-
have to watch me.
Beg your pardon?
Like, if that's what they want to do, right?
No, but
Even
think about
if
it.
I don't approve,
I've seen.
who the hell am
alright.
I?
Look at this, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of women now
Yeah.
having fun and they're living the life with this ugly man now and the man spend money and then you go breathe for the ugly man and have a big headed ugly baby. You have to look upon every day because
That
you
is
made that
true.
mistake.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. It's like some mistakes you can't come back from.
But if the man is an ugly man and him having money, them
What?
end up really
That
might be a
child is gonna be
mistake.
bullied.
Here
He's gonna
goes the
be
thing.
bullied for
Here
the
goes-
rest of his life.
You know, the woman could be very pretty and she still take the crap from the ugly man and then they have a decent child.
Ugly people genes are very strong.
I will say though, I make my decisions. Like I'm not sleep with man who to breed for because you never know what will
That's
happen.
true.
It's not on my to-do list to breed before marriage. However, if it happens, I make sure that it's with somebody that I would be comfortable with,
Yeah.
right?
But you're talking about yourself.
No, absolutely.
We're talking
I
about
mean, I can
in general sense. In a general sense.
Yeah, but I say that to say me not gonna do with no big ugly man. That is the bottom line. Me not do that.
So, all right, what are things that in the beginning of dating someone that you actually, that's on top of your list? I'm going to say on top of the list and then work your way down.
My list, our list, you want to know?
Start with you.
God-fearing. He has to be God-fearing for sure. It doesn't have to be religious.
Spiritual.
Just very spiritual. He has to be intentional. He has to be an intentional man to know what he wants out of life, out of relationship, out of his finances. He needs to know where he's going because if he cannot lead himself, he cannot lead me.
Ooh.
And then he has to have a family, a family settings. I did learn that when we did that podcast with the church guy.
Mm-hmm.
That resonated with me a lot. Making sure you find a man that has what is it? A team, not a team, like a family around him.
A structure. Yeah.
And people that love him. I need to make sure that he's been loved on growing up, so that he knows how to love.
So you want to know his history, his past, his family.
Yeah, he has to have a good family background.
Yeah.
Like he has to come from good people.
Well,
for sure.
I mean, I get that's your list, but I think for a lot of people, not only men, went through stuff when they were growing
I
up.
was gonna say,
Yeah,
are you
you could go through stuff.
disqualifying
No.
people who
I'm not
to
disqualifying
survive?
because you could go through stuff, but how have you healed? Have you healed from it?
Okay.
Can you speak on that you've healed from it? Are you living a life to where you're showing me that you've healed from it?
Okay.
Because you could just tell me you healed from it, but you got to show that to me as well. I got to know that when I go around your family, I want to hear them say, "That's my baby." Da 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 da. Like that's my
Sometimes that might
son.
not be granted.
Like,
I'm not
well-
saying you have to be okay with it, but sometimes people who grew up on survival, they might have healed, but their family hasn't. So does that disqualify them?
No, it doesn't disqualify them. I think that when you're saying that the family hasn't healed, what do you mean?
The meaning.
If the family
The
went
mom
through
is
trauma
still
with them-
chaotic
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that, but
it's
I
the
don't
toxic.
know
but that's why I said like a good background, like a strong background. Like everybody needs to be. We're not perfect humans, but
Yeah.
it needs to be a solid background. Like when I was 16 and I got engaged, that guy's family was a good family up to this day.
Well, how'd you get engaged at 16?
Well, that
Where are you from?
I got engaged at 17.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 17. But I was with him from 15. It was a long story. We're not going to go there. That guy had a very good family. He had sisters and brothers that loved him. His parents were still together. He came from a good family. Now, that doesn't always necessarily mean that they're going to be a good person, but everything else will conspire into him being a good person outside of his family. So I would just say those are the top three, like the top of it. Like,
let's stay on that a little bit, because if we're really speaking about, because I'm a person who believes that any woman I date should have a good family structure, or I'm family oriented, so I want but at the same time, like she said, I've met people who've been through
hell.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I would say 80% of the women I've met, especially Caribbean women, have been molested in some way, shape, or form. And that is very sad. But they're still good people. There's people who didn't grow up with their moms or their dads that they had to go figure out life, go to therapy, do the work, but now they're not who their dads or their moms or some people who were molested who didn't become the molester. So I get that too, but
that's because they have to heal. They've healed from it.
But you won't know
unless from it.
You won't know unless, because like now, if you say, okay, I want to meet your family, no, you go meet the family and like, yo.
Or they might not let you meet the family at all.
Might not even. But for me, I insist. I insist. I want to know.
But it's not even about me. It's just how that person structured themselves. So you got to hear him talking to his mother, or his sister calls, or he talks about that.
Some people don't talk to
necessarily meet. See, and that's probably a problem for me.
That's okay.
Why aren't you talking to your family? Why aren't you talking to somebody out of your family?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. That's okay.
I need to know that you have that for real, because I have so many clients and people that I've spoke with. They've been in a relationship, and like your situation, they take them away from their family because the person that they're with doesn't have their own family. So they brainwash them and do the narcissistic stuff and make you feel like you don't need to be around your family or your people that love you. Because they don't have that. Or they didn't come from that.
And when you're isolated as a woman, a lot of times men take advantage of you. And you have nobody to call on now because you feel like you're alone, in this situation. So yeah, I get a point. So on top of your list now, you just look like your list just like them roll out them old time people just roll out.
You want to know, Seth? I feel like I was sitting here and I'm listening to you, and I was kind of thinking, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I haven't really dated in a while. I have not dated in a while, and I'm just like, dang. I'm like, I know the things that matter to me, but I'm like, do I even know how to articulate the things that are like, what does this list look like now? I do agree with being spiritual. Having a good family would be a plus. However, I do understand if that's not the case. That's not really a disqualifier for me. I feel like the things like I said, like I've always dated men who are like financially well off. They're successful in like whatever it is that they're doing. So money and stuff like that, it matters to me, but I wouldn't say that's like that, because it's always there.
Yeah.
That's never been I don't have to hunt money man and those things. Like, so it's
like
just
you're gonna attract it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, boom, that's there. So
what else is there?
Yeah. So for me more so it's like, okay, boom. Looks kind of matter for me, because you know what, like I'm a friggin' beauty queen. I can't have a big face child and then they'll be like, oh, I want to model, and then I'm like, no, baby, everything is not for everybody. Like I don't want. It matters, but that's always, like I said, I don't even sleep with men I wouldn't breed for. So I'm very conscious of that. Like I want survival of the fittest for my children. So they have to, like, even the man I deal with, like, either he's like athletically superior, intellectually, like business wise, but he's excelling at something. I don't do mediocre when it comes to men. That's not a thing. So for me, things that do matter is more so like, how much are you hugging me? How much, can I call you if I'm in trouble? That kind of thing. It's more so those kind of things that are my list.
So here we go.
What did I spark?
So you talk about certain type of men that make a certain amount of money, right? And what I've heard, because
don't ask me the dollar amount thing, because I don't do the dollar. Like, oh, he has to make X amount of money a year. I don't do that. I'm not that person either.
It's
okay.
A certain type of man that makes a certain amount of money, a certain level of success.
That they're generally type A assholes, and I love a man that just looks mean as. I'm not gonna.
What I've heard is that a lot of them don't have good social skills. A lot of them are not really good people. Because the money overcompensates for that.
I don't-
Even somebody might not good in bed either, because that's what I heard. I don't know.
Like another level.
I don't know.
I can vouch for that. Money
So
will keep you down in every aspect of your life.
I'm just saying,
Stop.
but you haven't.
Stop.
At the end of the day, you haven't ended up with those people, and you're single now. So obviously, there's something that just didn't
I was
work.
gonna say, yeah, there's some of them who are like that, and there's some of them who are good people. I will say that I've watched someone go into like millionaire status and whatever, and I can see the subtle changes in who he's become and stuff like that. But I know some people who are like disgustingly rich, and one of them, he's okay. I guess I don't like wearing on social media words, but he's one of those people, like he likes to retreat and stuff like that. So I guess he falls into that avoidant category when he's ready.
Mhm.
One of them, he's like, this is me. I'm going to live this wild lifestyle. I won't get into it, but I'm going to live this wild lifestyle. You want to stay, great. Or if you want
He's
to
a
go,
lifestyler.
if you want to
If
stay,
you want to
that's
stay.
great. If you want to go, that is your prerogative, you know? So it's like, they do have their things, but it's like, you see all these quotes floating around on social media, and it's just like, most rich people are assholes. I will say that. Most rich people are assholes.
I've experienced that aspect, because your ego, as a man, make
Absolutely.
a certain amount. Yeah.
It's just whether you're upfront about being an asshole or you're still putting off the persona, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I realized it myself when I date a guy with money
Mm-hmm.
and they're an asshole. I see myself becoming an asshole. because-
Absolutely. It's so easy to
I know
get
that's the
bitchy.
next thing I was gonna
It's
say.
easy to get
Be
bitchy.
like that. Now you're taking me out of who I
No,
am.
that's the next thing I was gonna say, because she said she watched somebody go from like to millionaire status and be a grade A asshole.
Mhm.
But a lot of times, what I realize is when you're dating somebody, because that was gonna be my next question,
Mhm.
if you would stick it out with somebody in their stages of figuring out, like not even figuring out, but you're in the stages of getting to that point. You're not at that point yet. You're still struggling through the early stages of your business or your job, or you probably just left college, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
as long as you're not playing the game.
Hold on. So, where we see where a lot of men would start out with this girl and then go into this millionaire status or this successful place, and then they break up or they divorce or whatever the case may
Can I
be.
answer that though?
We're not. Hold on.
Oh, because I'm
Hold
like,
on. So a lot of times when they get there, you would think that the man changed, but a lot of times he
it's
doesn't.
the people around you.
Because the people around you that changes, but the man does change though, because you have to change to accommodate, that level of success.
Mhm.
You can't be the same person. You didn't make that much money to stay the same, like Jay-Z said.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship with you, it doesn't have to be about being rich. It's like if I'm healing and I'm getting better as a person, but you still seeing me as this person who made all these mistakes in my early 20s or my late 20s, and now I'm 34, and you're still seeing that person, now we're going to have conflict. You get what I'm saying? So would you guys now be in a situation with a man that's in the beginning stages of figuring out his life? If that's the right way to put it.
The beginning stages.
I mean, somewhere in the part of
I'm
like
32.
you see the potential. You see the potential. You
I'm
see.
32. You're
Yeah.
a big man. So if me there with you, you're a man that's a bigger man for me. Why haven't you figured it out yet? The world is literally designed for men to succeed. So like at your big age, right? I'm doing okay. I'm not like, oh my god, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing my thing or whatever. So I can understand it in that sense. But I feel like I'm 32. If Medody is a bigger man, and as a bigger man, why don't you have it together when
but
the
answer that
world was
question for
made
you.
for you to win?
Yeah, but answer that question for you.
Go ahead.
What you don't understand is a lot of men don't figure out their lives until mid-30s, early 40s, mid-30s, around that time. A lot of us, if you realize a lot of men you probably date in your 20s are awesome people now, but they were shitty people in their 20s.
I've always dated older, so this kind of question doesn't apply.
I mean, again,
How much older?
Girl, let's.
I look at you now. Hey, look at you.
So I will say, I've dated men. I've never dated a man that was like directly my age. That I've never done. When I was gosh.
See?
So
Child abuse.
It's not. I'm just trying to figure out how to say this away. But no, it's not. So here what? No, I've dated men. I was in my 20s or whatever. When I was in my 20s, I've dated men that were in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. They didn't look 50, don't do it, because I didn't do like the old man and the this and that. The man, them didn't look good. You could not tell. But I've always dated older men, and like I said, I've always dated men that were established and had their thing going. So for me now at 32, where I'm finally getting my life to make sense or whatever, that would actually be insane. I'm not that's literally me going backwards, and I honestly I prefer just suffer alone than suffer with somebody else. If me I go suffer,
and that's why I said how early, because for me a man has to already have something established.
And a real plan, like not a dream. I can't do a dream.
Yeah, you have to have one of your dreams have had to come true, and you have to be living it when I meet you.
Yeah.
And then you be on your next level to make it to the next level. Then all right, we gonna ride the wave together and make it up there. But you have to have something already, a platform,
a foundation.
Make it a foundation.
I'm literally too old for you to have.
But I was answering her question because she's 32. You're 32. I'm 34, right? And like a lot of women that date in their age, and probably you can probably attest to this, that a lot of men are not really mentally there until they get to like 30. A lot of us do develop earlier and know what we want to do from early.
I don't know about men.
We'll get into it
early.
But
you don't develop early.
And yeah, stop, because because women don't get there until like 26, 27 maybe. Y'all get to that point where it's like, all right. But a lot of y'all get spoiled quick because you have kids early, you get into bad relationships, you be abused early because you're emotional creatures. So when y'all go through certain things early, then it sticks with you for a while until you go to therapy and fix it.
Not we're creatures.
Yeah.
We're crawlies.
I'm just saying, since you want to talk about us men, I mean different we.
No, the thing is that biologically, they say that men don't, the frontal lobe of y'all don't really develop until y'all are like 25, for real.
Same thing with women.
No, it's not the same.
You want me to Google it right now?
We bleed. We start bleeding when we're 14,
So
13.
that don't mean nothing.
Okay? Our bodies are already doing some shit.
We could get a nut from them ages too.
But not even that though, we're raised. Men and women are just raised differently. I don't care about oh my god, double standard. At the end of the day, life is a double standard. Whether you want to accept it or not, that's the reality of the situation. I'm an older sister. So I was pretty much always raised as like a little mother. I liked cooking and stuff like that, so I learned how to cook when I was 8. I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. That stuff I enjoy, but we are just literally raised differently, where it's like you guys are supposed to be protectors and providers and stuff like that, but there is no actual training for that. Us as women know, you learn to cook, you learn to clean, you learn to you're always a little woman from you're a girl. So that's where that difference does come in, whether you want to close the lobe, open it, or whatever. We're literally trained to approach life.
And if we're talking about our community, is like us as black men, it's an epidemic of fatherless boys. You know what I'm saying? So that also affects a lot of societal issues that we have, where women are raising boys, or a lot of
them boy moms. Good God.
Yeah, young girls are growing up without dad, so it's like an unbalanced situation where you're not taught how to deal with certain situations. We talk about it all the time. You're not taught to deal with certain situations because you react off of what you know. That's how we operate as human beings. We're like machines, if you really think about it. We react off what we know, all the information we have gathered over our lives.
Right.
That's how we react to a lot of situations.
Right.
So if your reactions and your comebacks for arguments and how you talk to people come from a woman, now that's all you see, that is how you're going to react. That's why you see certain men act out certain ways, and they act in a feminine manner. Because for me, I was raised with both parents. So I could deliberately see how the difference is of how men react in certain situations compared to how we react in certain situations.
Having that fatherless situation, though, it's so funny because it's like single mothers are chastised and stuff, and like they say, like that's the parent who stayed and stuff, but it's like, as far as fatherless goes, the men somehow grow up learning how to be master manipulators without their fathers, and then without the fathers, the girls, they're learning, all they know how to do is be manipulated. So it's like you have the manipulate, and it's just from the same situation. But I mean, as far as taking a community, I think it depends on how deep you want to go, because at the end of the day, black people or whatever, but black people is not universal.
No.
And as a Jamaican woman, right, I grew up, my family is Jamaican, so it's like a black American woman and me, we're not the same. Whereas they're like, oh my God, and I'm not making his plates and he has hands and this and that. Like I cook every single day. Granted, when I was in my 20s and I was dating, wouldn't even well water for your man, but we're talking about me today. But like we're raised where it's like, as Caribbean women know, it's like
part of your job.
Yeah, like for like not even job, because the thing is, I enjoy it. Like I think that because again the argument goes into Black American women versus foreign women. You hear them all the time talking about foreign girls and this and that and blah blah blah. By the end of the day, foreign girls know we wash, we cook, we clean, we love up man, we take care of man, rub them down this and that, and they're like, he got hands.
No, but again, we're speaking about.
But that's if you want to talk about community.
No, if we're talking about community, if we're talking about community,
we're raised even though there's a lot of jackets and single mothers and stuff like that in the Caribbean. At the end of the day, we do have a strong foundation as far as family. Yes, you see a lot of family gatherings and this and that, but you are raised where you try to get to the goal of being married and family. Black American women, that's not their objective.
I have to disagree with you because we have that in our culture too. Because I grew up in Jamaica until I was 17. So I've seen different sides of what you're speaking about. And in Jamaica, you will hear, his mom went to America and left him with his grandparents, or his dad left him with his mom.
Yeah, but they generally go for work or something like that. It's never, like, I will say it happens because I have a cousin whose mother literally had him and left. But granted, she was not Jamaican, but she was a Caribbean woman. But again, those kind of situations, those are the exceptions. Those are not the rule. The way Caribbean people are grown and most foreign countries is family. Whereas we're not put out at 18, stay here till you get married, stay here till you learn life and this and that. Our foundation has always been family.
Yeah, there's certain contrasts, there's certain differences when it comes to culture-wise. Like even what you're talking about with putting out your kids when they turn 18. Like we've never...
I'm 32. I have a brick and mortar business. I have an online business and I'm doing well. I have an MBA and I have several licenses. I live at home with my mother.
Yeah, so do I.
So we are like, exactly. And I have friends older than me who are doctors, lawyers and whatever, and they live at home, Caribbean homes, and they live with their parents. Like our upbringing is different. So at the end of the day, like I said, Black people is not universal. So our upbringing and our foundations, we approach relationships differently. Yeah. And fathers and mothers, they leave, but again, it's generally for work and that kind of thing. And there are those situations where they just run off and stuff like that. But that is the exception. That is not our rule.
I mean, like I said, I get it, but I've seen the other side of the Black American experience also, where they have that. They have the case where they're family oriented. They make sure, mama and papa, whatever they call it, the grandparents and the great grandparents.
But for them, that's more so their exception, where their rule is baby mama, baby daddy, this and that, or whatever. Like Southern people and stuff like that. When you think about American people, whether you want to call it Black, white, Spanish, whatever it is, when you think about American people and you say, all right, boom, you're thinking of family and the homely and this and that. Where you mentioned the South. I think outside of the South, as big as America is, North, South, East, West, nearly Canada, nearly Mexico, or whatever. When you talk about that, the people who say, all right, boom, family, it's people in the South, and that's that little area, and not the full South, just that little area.
So what I think is this, right? What I think is this, and one of the people I listen to a lot, Nathan Keys, he went to Africa, and he talks about actual American Black culture where we're known for hip hop. That's the culture we're known for across the world. We're not known for thought leaders. We're not known for revolutionaries like Martin Luther and people like those who actually made a difference. That's not what they're known for. People who know 50 Cent that don't know who Martin Luther King is. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's there, but I think the negative side of it is so glamorized and pushed. Because it is pushed, if you really think about it. The gender wars, all of it is pushed in the world to say this is what they are. So when anything happens to us, it's justified.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So yes, I do agree with you that for us it's the exception, but also in their culture also I've met people in the South again that their family values are just the same as ours, because we have certain people that still holds African culture close, even though they don't understand that it's actual African culture until they do their research, but we have those things in common still. I think the negative side of it is just pushed more. We're a small island, right? And even the Caribbean, we're very small. So if my father walk out, he's going 2 doors down. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, your father might not walk out and he's still 2 doors.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
If you want to be
all
honest,
of that is still there. We still have children out of wedlock. We still have mother cheat on fathers. Your grandfather probably have 10 different baby mothers growing up, and you have all
But
these
one is
siblings.
embedded in our culture that we can't dance around.
That's what
Getting
I'm
born,
saying. But
getting
it causes
born,
a lot of
this and
trauma
that.
too.
Yeah, it does cause trauma. However, at the end of the day, like a lot of some of it is on the women in the sense where, as long as he comes home to me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was the mindset. That was the mindset.
No,
yeah.
but that's still
now.
That's still
I've
a
never heard that in a long
mindset.
time.
No man, it's still a mindset.
Because
For me,
woman is stuff man knows, so it's different.
No, women don't really don't know.
Listen, like how you were saying, oh yeah, do this for the money, do that. That is part of what some of them are. As long as he comes home to me or whatever, or even if I come home 2 nights a week, if I get the money,
especially if he's paying the bills, yeah.
Exactly. I don't live by that, so that's probably that's probably
Again, we're not speaking at this point. We're gonna leave you about that conversation.
It's fair though, but I think it's fair because me honestly though, you can never find no ex I have and he said, oh, I cheated on Melinda and our relationship continued. If you're gonna cheat on me, I tell you have to cheat on me.
Let's hold on to the cheating topic a little bit. Hold on, we're not get there yet. Hold on, we're not get there. How are yourself? So
but it happens though. The one for one is in the culture or whatever. I feel like that is one thing I will say though. I don't think Americans accept cheating the way foreigners do. I'm gonna say foreigners because the Arab woman them I get licked down. They're getting cheating. Caribbean people.
It's a whole topic. Let's not kill the topic.
All right.
Let's do this real quick because we're going off already.
Dating.
How long do you think? Because I had this guest one time when we were going back and forth about how long after dating somebody do you decide, okay, we're gonna move in together, and then how long after moving in is marriage gonna happen, or do you propose even before moving in? Like, what is the situation you guys would prefer?
I have to move in with you first.
How long after dating though?
I would say after a year.
That's still too. You was here when I was having the conversation.
I was
like, nah.
Because I don't have time to waste. I should know who you are within a year.
You can.
And why are we shacking up? Like, I'm not going to, we need to make a commitment here. What are we doing? My thing is that I know who I am now. That's why I can say that this big age. Yeah, me in my early 20s, no, we ain't doing that. But I know who I am now. And I know what I want. And I'm very intentional. And that's why one of the things I talked about is an intentional man. So this man has been on his P's and Q's for this first year, and he knows I'm in this lease, he's in this lease. We always at each other's house. We're always there. All our stuff is at each other's house. Why are we living separately? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Let's live together, see if we can live together, for real. And then let's talk about marriage and let's move forward. I know people that
moving in before you talk about marriage and you want to get married? No, I'm saying
to get serious.
Oh.
Get serious about marriage. Like, let's move in. Let's see if we can cohabitate together, right? I need to make sure when I'm going to sleep at night, you're coming home before I fall asleep. Like, you're not out there. When you're not living together, you don't know what this person, oh, yeah, going to bed. Oh, yeah, you going to bed? After 1 hour, I'm not trying to curse. Homeboy is out there doing something when he's supposed to be in his bed. You know what I'm saying? It's little stuff like that. I need to make sure that you are very intentional about us. I need to know that when I go out, you're saying, babe, it's 1 o'clock. Babe, I'm still up. I'm waiting for you. Like, I need to know that you are serious about us. And then we can move into marriage.
Melinda, what you think? Because I got my thoughts.
That's how I feel.
What do you think?
I like that for you.
Real talk. And maybe
Yeah, I find out what you want. But yeah,
I just think maybe
we literally had this back and forth on the podcast before.
And the question was just being committed with somebody. I was saying after 6 months, you should know if you want to be committed to somebody. That's a stretch. That's just even being a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think that you need to wait 3-4 years to say we're boyfriend and girlfriend. This makes no sense.
That's a long ass time.
But that's what we were talking about.
No, that's you were saying the whole move in and get serious.
No, that wasn't. No, I wasn't
3
talking
months.
about. No, I did not say that. I said to know if we're gonna even take this relationship serious. 3 to 6 months to even know if we can say we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, we're actually doing this thing for real.
Yeah, I need a little more time.
Within that first year,
you need more than 6 months to know if you like a girl.
Not like her. No, not
to be in a relationship.
I mean,
with her,
all right,
more than 6 months?
The thing is, go ahead, Melinda. I don't want to cut into your time. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Remind me what?
Yeah, after dating somebody, how long moving in after happen and then the marriage talks happen and
So I was a different person.
again, you see?
I was a different person in my 20s. Like I said, I wasn't boiling water, and as far as not boiling water, I wasn't like, like I would, come over, sleep and whatever, and or we can do the days and blah blah blah. Like there was one time I was dating a guy, and mind you, like this was my man. Granted, he was up in Jacksonville and I was here. Like I would fly and go like twice a week, but I was never like, oh, I want to live here. It was, and mind you, like, it's just not something I've done. And I think it's one of those things where, like I said, I haven't dated in a while, so I'm going to start dating again. And I want to do things a little bit differently. And just like, again, I didn't know how to speak up back then. Now I know how to speak for myself very well. I'm still working on my communication because I know that's something that, like my personal relationship communication, that's something I need to work on. So I'm gonna be more intentional and stuff like that. But I've never actually said like, boom, I'm living full time with a man. Like one time I was like chit-chatting with someone, like, I'd lock up my shop at daytime, I'm gonna go over whatever, my cook for me this and that, and he's like I've never really had like local relationships either. So I'm always like flying to like go see my man. Granted, like I would fly and I'd be there for like weeks or days and come back, and like I would never really stay home for more than a week. Like it was, so it's not like like I was never staying home like home for more than, I was always flying back and forth, but I was never like, oh my God,
you never had a day-to-day.
No, so I've never really done that. And then I got some issues I gotta work on. So the closest I've come to, like, the man was like, you come around and I cook on this and that. We know we have a thing going or whatever. I'm gonna make some space, leave like a couple bikinis and blah 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 because we're always on the water or something. He's like, I'm gonna leave some. When I tell you that was the last day I went to that man's house, he did not see me for 2 years. The man all moved apartments, and he's like, why won't you come back to my house? And I'm just like, and it wasn't a conscious decision. Me's a mad girl. Like it was not I was just like, okay. It wasn't like a fully conscious decision where I'm like, all right, I'm never doing that again. But 2 years passed.
So
and I wouldn't go back.
The thing is, for me, I can speak from my perspective, where I've been in situations where 3 months goes by real fast. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, depending. The thing is, I'm not gonna.
It can go by fast, but if you like somebody and you sit down there and you're waiting on him to confirm, like, what are we?
If you're
it's like forever.
All right,
it'll go by fast.
To me, to be honest, there's no one way to look at it, in my opinion. There's cases where you meet somebody after the week, you're like, damn, this is it. And then you meet somebody and it's like, yo, I'm never feel out some more, because people are wicked, like wicked people. Especially
my
women.
Takeaway, I feel like you're I feel like he's one of those, I need 2 years to figure out if we're gonna be boyfriend.
He is.
It's giving
That's
exactly years.
A year and change, yeah. You know, it's like
crazy.
Because I've seen people flip
as a big tired man. You need over a year
let me tell you something. I've seen cases where women literally in a full-blown relationship with kids and be able to father live together and everything, and they with a man for a year.
Your vetting process is shit.
Hold on. I don't mean.
Yes.
It's not me.
It's not about what you
I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about I've seen the situation happen where these things actually. I've seen men. Hold on.
That can happen in any scenario. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do the right thing.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying even with a man's case. We've seen where men have families and have 10 relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No one's
but
forced
at the end of the day,
man.
sometimes you need time to figure certain people out.
Yeah.
But that's why I said a lot of people aren't intentional. You could be kicking it with somebody and just be on, just be surface level with them.
People are intentional cheaters, so we have to
No,
watch your ways.
No. I'm saying being intentional about truly wanting a relationship, so that you know how to properly vet the person, because you did the work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the person when you attract the person that you want, and you said, okay, this person is actually looking like something I want. Let me ask the questions. Let me put her in these scenarios to see if she can handle it. Let me bring her around X, Y, and Z to see how she react. Let me be intentional. Whereas you're just casual.
I feel like those are tests.
Yeah.
I don't like nobody to test me.
Yeah.
I don't like nobody to test me.
But if you're not testing, how you gonna get to the next level?
No, I feel like
don't you test the men that you date? but you're not testing them in that level to where he's feeling like this is like an actual test.
No.
But they have to check off boxes.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. I just feel like when I'm not a testing,
All right, this is the thing.
like
This is what I think, right? This is what I think. And as a person who has been, before the relationship that I have now, I've been single 7 years before that. You get what I'm saying? As a person who's been single that long, it's like you so used to your own company. You get so used to not answering to nobody. You get so used to you living a certain way, and you can pick up on certain things. You can pick up on bullshit easy, especially when you've been working in a certain way. You know by talking to somebody that the person is not in a sense. You get what I'm saying? So for me, my vetting process is a bit different because there's certain things I want to know about you that you probably don't even know about your damn self. That is the difference. So in order for you to figure some of these things out, some of the times I have to ask you that question and you're like, damn, I never even thought about that. I'm not saying you're a bad person. People are good, can be good for you, but not good for me. Or people could be good for somebody else, but not good for me. So I have to figure those things out before I make a commitment.
Well, but in order to figure those things out, that's how you're going to have to do the things to figure it out.
But then the commitment early is what detours that part of it where you commit too early to a situation.
But it's boyfriend and girlfriend. If things no line up, you not just left.
Again, that's another thing. But the people can pretend for a long time.
But that's what I'm saying. You can only pretend if you're not doing stuff with the person. If you're not in these spaces and seeing real life with the person on an everyday. It's not about being Jamaican.
No. I'm saying that to say there's people who are very deceitful.
Yes, I know that. Okay. That's why I have to go and I have to see this man in all different types of parts of life to know if I want to be with this man.
Yes, and
I need to see how he moves. I need to see all of those little
things.
Think
about this.
If I catch you in too many lies, that's it. I know you're not my person.
Think about this. For especially a person like me who stays, I'm literally on the move daily, right? I'm not going to be able to see you every day. You get what I'm saying?
So you shouldn't be dating.
We're going to be on FaceTime or we're going to be on texting and all these things. And maybe twice a week we go out or we go for lunch.
You shack up a lot. I'm not shacking up. No. We got to be intentional around here, bro. For real. That's just how I look at it.
Let's get about cheating, right? So we've seen cases where cheating has become... I don't think it's become more prominent. No, I think it's just more out there where you can't really hide much no more. You're getting caught a lot.
Everything has a camera.
Women is so good at it though, but that's another topic. But I'm very good at cheating. So good. We get catch all the time because I think we're dumb.
We're not in a sense.
We're not in a sense.
Goes back to the frontal lobe thing.
Yeah. But this is why a lot of women should be ashamed of themselves when they look at a man who's supposed to be, not as developed, is taking them for idiot. Like, why? Why is you as a woman who's supposed to be the smartest creature is being taken for a fool by a man?
In what aspect? Is this a question?
Way.
Is this a question or are we cheating?
I think almost... I would say 60 to 70% of
when you say taking for a fool,
60 to 70% of women have been yammed at some point in their life.
Absolutely, it's a rite of passage.
Right.
You gotta learn from being a young.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
So imagine
you have to go through that.
You're a woman who's supposed to be smarter than us, but we still find out if you take it for you.
Here goes, so like I said.
So is this about?
I never said. I don't know, cause everybody have their instance where they might eat it. So that is just it. As far as like I said, men are raised men just grow up being manipulators, and we learn how to be manipulated. I don't know how from that back to that fatherless situation. I don't know how it happens, but whatever. As far as the cheating thing goes, you love up under your man. Listen, that girl. The man I sleep at my house every day, I'm up under the man or whatever, and I found out in a bathroom in a club from a girl from Mandeville said the man I deal with her too. So it no matter how much you're under the man, this and that or whatever, men are going to find a way to cheat if that's what they want.
If that's what they want. The same thing with women. If they want more, if that's what somebody wants to do, you could fly or fly.
Men can barely multitask though. So it's like there's that. So that's why them get catch. Yeah, as far as me though, like I said, if you cheat on me, you have to cheat on me respectfully, because I will never stay with any person a second after I found out they cheated on me, because for
No matter
me,
who it is.
no matter who it is, and no matter who it is. So for me, my thing is respect me before you love me any day of the week, right? Love will allow you to do some things to people that respect will
Have you ever
not.
cheated?
I've never cheated on a man, because I would never allow another man to go disrespect my man and say, "My girl, I do this, and that."
That's
So there's a couple, I've said a couple things that people probably going to cuss me about it. Oh my God, she's a pick me, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I will never do that, because I would never, because my thing is, they're like, oh my God, your relationship failed, this and that, blah, blah, blah. If you believe in your soulmate or whatever, that literally means only one relationship is going to work. So every other relationship has to fail.
Okay.
Right? So that's totally fine. My thing is, I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know which relationship is going to work out. If I'm in it with you. And I tend to live in a bubble when I'm in my relationship. Nothing else matters to me, my man, and whatever we're doing, whatever we're building and stuff like that. So unless you can come with a pin and pop my bubble, that just is what it is. You understand? But again, at the end of the day, I don't know which relationship is going to work out. And I would never, ever give anybody on the outside the opportunity to come and disrespect what I have or disrespect my man.
I think a lot of people don't really think about it, even being in friendships, right? And your friend deceive you in a certain way, and you feel that betrayal. It's the same. It's that times 10 when you cheat on somebody that you love.
And I can't get over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can understand, like, because I've been cheated on, and it was like you got used to it. It's like it's one of them things that it was keep it pushing. I'm not gonna go overly angry. I'm hurt, of course, but
you just walk away.
I thought the character and all that. It's like, but, things happen in life. You know what I mean? But what do you think as a Caribbean person? Probably not you, because you're more American still. But we say Americans now don't understand our culture, and then we go carnival, dancing with each other, and American, like, has Chance the Rapper lost his relationship. I think that's what caused that ripple effect over that.
It's different, and what I will say, where there is a divide in that, because me as a Jamaican woman, for the majority of like Jamaican women, we're not necessarily okay with that. You go to carnival with your man if you have a man and whatever, and that's your thing. You understand? Southern Caribbean people know, oh, it's just a wine, it's just a wine. No wine up on my one. No wine up on my one, and my man one don't touch me. I just don't run certain joke, but I've seen that a lot where it's like the Northern Caribbean, we share that sentiment versus Southern Caribbean people where they're completely okay with that. It's not necessarily cheating, again, it's more so like a respecting. I don't want nobody to rub up on my man.
I don't think you should put your hand in the pond if you're not trying to get bit by an alligator.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute.
That's how I look at it.
They said it's cheating.
So no,
it's cheating.
Not even that it's cheating. I believe for what you said. If I feel like I can't take a woman dancing on my man, we're not going to any carnival.
Yeah.
We're not doing it, because I know somebody will wind up on me, and now I'm gonna get paid. So now I'm gonna get this whole time.
And that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't put your hand in the alligator pond if you're not.
If you can't manage it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing why I don't stay with cheaters. Either one, don't disrespect me because I can't take it. But then at the same time, I know I can't get over it. Right? I cannot get over it. And I do not want to spend my life revisiting a conversation over and over. You never washed the coffee cup. Oh, that's why you cheated on me in 2017. You understand? Like, it's 2035. Like, my pum pum have gray hair and whatever now. Oh my God, and you cheated on me. Like, I don't want to live my life like that. It's something I cannot get over. So the best thing for me to do is to just exit. There are so many reasons why I just cannot do it. And my thing is, I feel like I'm just worth so much more than that. I'm never going to allow that.
I mean, I love carnival and soca culture. Like, I love it. I'm all in. Like, I'm a play upon the truck, I'm at carnival, I'm at Juve, but I still couldn't wrap my mind around, like, my partner dancing with somebody.
Caribbean.
Your partner, she be like, that guy.
At least I hear like we got carnival in them. I now wear the big baggy like thong to my.
So what about like a girl dancing on you? Dancing with a girl.
That's different.
Yeah, it is different.
Okay, but
me not there with girl. Like it's there. Nothing is going to come out of that.
Okay.
There's nothing to come out of that.
I mean,
But there's nothing can come out of it when a girl wind up on your guy. And
We don't know
You
that.
don't know that.
So you think he gonna go?
So guess what? Me
Put your
say
number
me
in
Alright.
in a song,
Alright.
right? That means say a girl out there with bigger
Yeah.
body and this and that in a song and them man and whatever. I mean that with body man. So anything can be anything,
yeah.
and you itch up on the man, me itch up on the man, and get one good girl.
So the thing is, it's all a mind thing.
And then alcohol. You have strangers throwing alcohol
That's
in
what
your
I'm saying. I
mouth
just
all
feel
day
so.
long.
It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing when it comes to it because I've danced with women and I'm not turned on
Absolutely.
anything. It's
Yeah.
a mind thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The thing is, I think that's a part of what is destroying that side of our culture where some of the pervert them South Africa carnivals and I would
Oh
say-
yeah, somebody that I know. He here in Miami, like they chased down somebody and beat them up at literally the last Miami Carnival because he was in there like violating women.
Yeah, and
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's
And,
Yeah.
and there's a friend of mine. She got drugged in Juve because there's some dudes going around drugging them.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, there's a lot of
because they just pour liquor in your mouth and stuff.
No, not only that. Remember, you're dancing. You're not. You're
yeah,
not
you're just
you're not
outside.
paying.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
people are touching you and their
Yeah.
proximity and stuff like that. You never know
But
what's
you have
happening.
closed bottles and stuff like that. How can you unless somebody's
Some have closed bottles, is what I'm saying. Some
Yeah.
do, but then some don't.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why you're in the crowd now and you pick that up.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Which brings us to the next conversation of polygamy.
Mm.
Just look from there, man. Like,
No, I'm listening.
Polygamy.
I'm listening.
so I was watching the Sherry Shepherd show with Neo on it the other day, and he was talking about
His 3 girlfriends.
his 3 girlfriends,
Mm.
and I'm looking like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Looks fun, but just that.
Yeah.
There were 3 women.
It looks like orgy fun,
Yes,
but that's it.
but that is it. The day to day.
Yeah.
Couldn't deal with 3 periods. It'll drive me
And they
crazy.
sync up.
Hmm?
They sync up.
So I'm experiencing an
Oh, this is a who?
I'm experiencing I'm in a part of my life where I'm living in a non-monogamous way. And I really like it. You know? It's been
Wait. Can you explain? Like, is it the man has several, or you have several, or do you all have several?
well, it's not polygamy.
But it's not monogamy.
But it's
So
not
what is it?
monogamy.
But
What is
swinging?
it?
I'm not swinging either.
So we had to like that's what we want to like. Yeah. We had to.
Don't call it
I'm in an
lifestyle.
open situation right now. I'm in an open situation with my partner, and I like it.
Melinda, what?
There is like I've never been in anything where I literally feel safe here. Like I feel safe, and because we speak about the people, we speak about it, we talk to each other about the people that come.
Something like the guests that we had before.
Yes and no. It's similar.
All right, so
But
we
it's-
had. Let me tell you the story. So
Cause
we
they-
had 2 swingers on. They were married for like 20-something years.
Yeah.
They were almost 30 years. They were married for swinging.
Mhm.
They always been that. They met that way,
Mm-hmm.
and they did that for 30 or like 20-something over
Still doing
years. Still doing it till this day, and they've never like gotten issues over it because they have an understanding.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of.
That's kind of what it is in a way.
I'm not judging.
It's just not.
I'm gonna send you the
It's
episode.
it's not to a point where. So it's this. We just decided on this, right? Close to a year now, and for me, it's been more. We've been more open with each other. We've been more transparent with each other. We've gotten more closer. The sex has gotten even better. Like it makes us.
performing more for sex, or is the sex just
No, it's just generally better. Like
Okay.
we could speak about what we like. If I have a situation with somebody, I could say this person did this and I want to do this, or he could tell me I want to try this because you know what I'm saying, did this situation, or whatever. It's like we have an open understanding, and I don't have to think about him cheating. Like I've always been in something where I'm thinking about my person. Oh my gosh, what if he's cheating? Like if something's going on, the little thing he didn't answer the phone all night. I've been calling him. What if he's cheating? I'm not thinking that way. And it's like I said, it's brought us together spiritually, even like it's brought us together, even just how we communicate with each other, physically. Like emotion. Like I've seen a whole different side of him now that I have opened that up because I said, you have a problem with infidelity. And if you cheat, I'm going to cheat back. And it's not good for us. And we have to find a common ground. So we tested it out and it works. And I don't know how long it's going to work for. I don't know if this is just a phase for me, but I like it and I'm comfortable here.
So I'm not judging, I promise you I'm not judging. I think it's totally fine. However people want to do their relationships, I don't think monogamy has to be the way. So I'm going to preface it by saying
you're open-minded to something more.
Relax. I don't think it's wrong for other people. I think if I were to do it, I'd probably have to figure out a way where it works for me or whatever, but it's not my thing. But I do want to ask you this. So like I said, I prefaced it by saying, I'm not judging you. Girl, I want to know more. Well, I want to know exactly what you're doing. I'm just not going to ask you right now what exactly you're doing. But from listening to you talk or whatever, do you feel like you're worth not being cheated on? Because you've not being cheated on, like, is that a deal breaker?
You want somebody being loyal to you,
right? Because is that a deal breaker for you? Because what I've heard you say is like, okay, boom, like you want to with this person, but it's like, okay, boom, I can have a monogamous relationship with him, but at the same time, you're always on the phone. Are they cheating? Are they cheating? Are they cheating? Or whatever? And he has an issue with infidelity. Not to say him specifically, but like throughout your dating history or whatever, is that not a deal breaker for you, or do you just think you're not, like, not to say it like that, but for lack of a better phrasing, but like, do you feel like you're not worth not being cheated on?
Meaning as if he,
like, this man owes me monogamy, he wants me, loves me, and he's just for me, and I don't have to, like, granted, like, don't get me wrong, I said I live in a bubble is probably the most freaking naive thing there is, but that's where I'm comfortable. But at the same time, cheating for me is an absolute deal breaker. I can go back and forth with the man about a lot of things, but I feel like I'm not worth being cheated on.
So
like,
here's the thing.
You can't cheat on me and deal with me. You know he has an issue with cheating. So if you were to be with him in like a real relationship and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, you're going to worry about it. But if he cheats, are you going to stay? Like, do you feel like you're worth being in a relationship with a man that is going to be for you, where you can just trust him?
No, I think I'm an over communicator.
Okay.
I over communicate and I have the hardest conversations. I love having hard conversations. So if I'm with a man and he cheats, and I know I've been loving on this man and I've invested time and energy and all types of things with this man. I know that he cheated, and a part of me is like, oh my God, I think I'm probably going to end up taking him back. I'm going to go and I'm going to ask him the difficult questions, and I'm going to tell him how I feel for sure. And I'm going to say, listen, this is probably going to make me cheat on you. I'm going to talk to you about it, and I'm going to make you have to be completely honest with me. And this is something that this open relationship thing has taught me. Yeah. It has taught me to not run to my friends and no, I'm going to tell you how I feel. And even if you don't like it, could be the worst thing you've ever heard.
But at the same time, though, what you're talking about is compromise on a moral foundation level. Are you okay with cheating?
To an extent.
Okay, now it makes sense. That makes sense, because I said there's no way you feel like cheating is okay because you're compromising. So that's why I'm like, morally at your foundation.
Because I don't think people,
what do you need?
I don't think people cheat on you. I think people cheat because they want to cheat. I don't think people say...
No, that's somebody choosing to disrespect you and your relationship.
That's what she said.
Yes, I agree. There is a level of disrespect there. But I don't think that is the first thing that comes to their mind when they cheat, when people cheat. Like...
obey your thirst. You know what that is.
Huh?
When you cheat, when a lot of people cheat, they're obeying their thirst. It's not about...
Yeah, they're satisfying their demons, you know? So I don't look at it... I stopped looking at it, and I went through a lot of stuff, and Stretch knows, like, I don't... what is it, villainize yourselves, or what is it when you put yourself in a situation and say it's because of me? I don't do that shit. Like, I don't have the time. I don't do it. So I'm not gonna say, oh, he cheated on me. Now if you're a habitual cheater, then that's different. Now, and if I'm not there with you, it's different.
Right.
But this particular situation, we've gotten here from years of trial and error. Right? It's
Did
not
you guys,
just
date on and off, or was it just like a consistent thing? And he's cheating consistently throughout.
No, it's been on and off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been on and off. And I've went and had other relationships, and he's had other relationships. And it just gotten back.
So this is just a new relationship, the new dynamic.
This is the new dynamic that I'm trying out.
Okay.
And
I wouldn't call it cheating, man. It's you know.
Well, not in this particular situation, but she did say he has an issue with infidelity.
Yeah.
And then you hear the different compromises that she's making
Yeah,
to
I mean,
make it work. So
there's
that's why I was
people-
just like,
there's-
I just want a little bit.
There's people,
Understanding.
I can speak from a male's perspective, from a man's perspective, where there's men who went through a phase in their life where it's like you probably have the wrong people around you, you probably experience certain things, and you make certain mistakes. But we men do that. And then later in life, now you're like, that girl is a good girl, and I shouldn't have did that. And then you fight, you know, and you forget about that that relationship. And maybe she moved on. Maybe the healed version of you is what she was looking for, and then you guys clicked. Like you just never know. So at the end of the day, you can't, even with a woman, same thing. She might not have been the person who she is later in life, where she's healed and she's doing the right things. Then you connect later in life. So cheating is a no-brainer. Like it's over, yes, but in later in life, that person can evolve, and the good parts of that person might have elevated, and then they had added more to it and removed the negative side of him or her. And now, okay, cool. But there's some people who's like, nah.
And then I think that there is a chemical release, biological thing going on with how we've been raised to view our relationships. And I believe that if you take yourself out of what society deems as normal and you go into just the human experience, then you can now rationalize a lot of the things that we do as humans, right? If there is respect still there, if there's love there, if all those things are still there, and you can compromise on how you date, like how you just deal with other people when it comes to romance, I think that it can work for some people.
I think what you're saying is a broader topic, because there's people who, for instance, this example, there's men who have kinks, there's women who have kinks that they will never tell their partner because they were ashamed to do so. There's no openness in that area. Then you go out the road and you find somebody who's satisfying that urge that you have that you can please. You get what I'm saying? Like I've been in situations where there's women I know who can't do certain things, but there's somebody else who's doing it, and it's like, it's not right. Of course it's not right. But at the same time, if you don't have openness in certain situations, like you have, like you said, back in the ancient days, polygamy was a thing. Like marrying multiple wives was a thing because of societal issues, men going to war, and there's shortage of dads in the home, like stuff like that.
Money men make their own rules.
Yeah. So, but now the world has been colonized a certain way to believe that this is the only way.
Right.
But I mean, parts.
There's some that, don't get me wrong, there's some that's how it should be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the experience you have with one person that you love for the rest of your life is an amazing experience. But then also you cannot look down on a person who's having the other experience with multiple people.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And let me say this, we do have rules and boundaries. Like we do.
Oh no, girl,
And
not even to judge you, but
no, I'm just saying overall, like we have rules and boundaries, and you know, we're still navigating it, you know, and what I must say that, like I was saying about the mental thing, like the biological thing, he has literally expressed that the fact that he's not hiding it makes him not even want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
So
and
it's that say that
easy.
though.
It's that it was
because of the openness.
There's no rush or something.
On top of that, from a male perspective, he's enjoying it even more. Because everything that he wants is all out there, and she can satisfy it. Know that she knows what it is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women are not willing to satisfy.
How you know satisfying you where?
Because
since you said the sexy, that's up.
Yeah. But anyways, we have a time. We have a time. Quick word, quick sentence to end out. Some advice. It don't have to be a relationship. Could be business. Could be life. What's quick advice for my listeners, my subscribers, to take us out? Shan?
Can we go first?
Yeah,
okay.
So, let's come up with them.
I'm just gonna say I always do, this is a New Year episode. Every year I give myself a word to live by for that year, and this word is abundance. This year's word is abundance. So, just be abundant in every aspect of your life.
I think I'm gonna use that for ending out. Give me a word that you're living by right now, or something that describes you.
Give you the ideas, man.
Take that one.
You said she was the brainchild. I like that for
I
you.
told you she's a curator. A lot of things I do here is because
I
we
love
started out
that.
together.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's my
It's my
partner.
dog.
My ever partner. I love it. I love you. I love you.
So,
I love y'all.
she just looked too much sometimes. That's what
But I like it.
I'll go with the word too. I think for 2026, mine is patience. In every different aspect, in not only business, because a lot of stuff happened last year and it broke me down to my knees, but understanding why. You know, I wasn't ready. It was if I had success at that time, I wouldn't have been ready. So understanding the patience aspect of it and just taking everything as they come. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you, my dear.
I was gonna say, so I'll follow the trend and I feel like live. I've had great experiences, I've had rough times, all that stuff, and I feel like my life got very serious in a good way, but along the way I forgot to live. And I think this year I'm just in a space where I'm not reverting, but I am going back to some of the things that were once me, that where I was the happiest, and I'm living for me, I'm receiving good things, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But no matter what's happening, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, I'm going to remember to live. This is my one experience.
Yep.
Yeah, and whether my terms, who it hurts, this or that, whatever, I'm going to live.
So peeps, you're gonna see a lot more of these two. So and I'm gonna close out by saying one more thing, guys. Jamaica is still going through it. Still need help. There's still a lot we can do. Whatever it is you can do, find out what's going on the ground, because we're not seeing it popularized anymore. We knew this would happen.
Right.
So now, please, for anybody who can, you might know somebody with money, you can reach out to and say, listen, we still need help. Our container that we got a donation for, that's now just arrived, because it was a backlog of donations that was left to arrive down there. So now that container is there, so we're gonna organize and get that. My partners from Sparkling Auto Spa over there, where we did the charity event, he actually donated a container full of rice that he got from Brazil. He did a full container for Westmoreland side. So there's still more to be done. He went there and he was still heartbroken because he just got back and realizing that there's still a lot to do. So donate, help out however you can. You know, I don't like to see my country go through it. So yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, quick. All Dolled Up Salon, 7515 West Sample Road. Come check them out over here. It's Shan's
Salon
ground.
home.
Yeah. So come check them out. They're dope over here. Shout out to my boy 88. You know what I mean? And that was another episode. I wish we had more time, but guys, I gotta come back.
No, you have to carry me back.
Yes.
You have to carry me back because this was fun.
Be sure to subscribe, like, share with your people, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye.
What's up?